Call me crazy, but I predict Six Flags America might be opening up a brand new coaster in 2025. I'm going to share with you exactly why I think that, as well as what type of coaster it could be and why it makes perfect sense that 2025 will be the year for Six Flags America to open up a brand new coaster. My name is Brandon and welcome to Keep Riding Coasters, formerly Theme Park Predictions. I'm really glad you're here, and now let's get into this. It's crazy to think that Six Flags America, which offers a ton of room for expansion, only offers 8 coasters, and it's located around 15 minutes east of Washington, D.C. On top of that, you have Baltimore around 30 to 40 minutes north of the park, and a while back I did some research, and it's hard to believe there's over 40 million people that live within an hour and a half of Six Flags America. 40 million! There's no reason for this park to have such low attendance and basically very little capital being put into the park. It really blows my mind that Batwing, the park's Vekoma flying coaster, was the last ground-up, brand new coaster the park has added, and that opened in 2001. That was a year before I graduated high school. So that is just insane. But since then, we've seen Firebird, which was the B&M stand-up from Iron Wolf from Great America, came to the park. That opened up in 2012. And then Raging Cajun opened up at the park in 2014, which ironically, that Spinning Wild Mouse came from Great America as well. But how does that all reflect on the park getting a brand new ground-up coaster in 2025? Well, first things first, I gotta give a huge shout out to the GM of Six Flags America. I really think he's onto something. I love the new water park edition, the water coaster, that obviously is not opening in 2023, but it'll be opening next year at Hurricane Harbor. That's a step in the right direction. And then also in 2024, the park is going to reopen Mindy Racer, which will become the park's 9th coaster in general. It's not a new coaster, but they're getting new trains, so that's a solid improvement. I also think they're going to give the ride a new paint job, which is great because it definitely could use it. But most importantly, this area in the back of the park, the Rapids Ride and Mindy Racer, is going to be all open again next year because this year it was closed down. They never opened this area of the park. So it's really a shocking surprise to see Six Flags America actually reopening this area, but it's a whole new theme. But the most intriguing part about it is they're getting a whole entire brand new ride. Yes, they're getting a new ride, as in Perla Nubelez, which is a fantastic family attraction. I'm really happy to see these things getting built at all parks around here in America as well as the world. So that is big. Now here's why this leads me to think 2025 could be the year. Six Flags has stated that they're going to be spending a lot more money on capital improvements and new roller coasters in 2024 and 2025. And I think 2025 is going to be a huge year for Six Flags. In fact, I predict that they're going to be spending more money on new coasters and opening better coasters than what we'll see over at the Cedar Fair parks in 2025. Might be kind of a bold prediction, but I really could see it happening. So as far as what type of new coaster that could open up at Six Flags America, well, in this area, I think this is the area that I'm focusing on, and I think it's time. Six Flags needs to call up RMC and have them work wonders on their wooden coaster war, because that thing's been operating since 1998. And while it does offer a fairly good layout, the ride uses 2-bench PTC trains and not the GCI Millennium Flyer trains. So the ride itself is pretty rugged, especially tracking the really cool looking layout on a PTC train that's really not meant for all these crazy curves that the ride does offer. And I think it's the smartest as far as return on investment, as well as how much money the Six Flags can spend and the guest satisfaction. Just imagine if RMC added around 25 feet to the lift hill, making this new hybrid coaster stand at around 125 feet tall, offers 3 inversions, and around 3,500 feet of track. Right now, the coaster features 3,468 feet of track, as well as a top speed of 50 miles an hour. So I definitely feel like the top speed is going to get closer to around 58 miles an hour, as well as the pacing of the coaster would greatly improve. And I just feel as if this coaster would be a lot better than the Joker over at Discovery Kingdom. because that was also the same layout that Six Flags America has for the wooden coaster. So we saw them already do this on the West Coast. I think it's time for the East Coast to get their version of it at Six Flags America. And obviously this layout would be a little bit more different, a little bit more intriguing, bigger, badder, more inversions, more elements. Maybe not more inversions, but at least better elements. But what I would love to see is painting all the supports black and then having the iBox track be like a bright purple or even a bright red would look really cool in this area. And this would really give Six Flags America the best coaster in the park, obviously, but potentially the best coaster in the area with other parks around it, if they wanted to spend the money on it, of course. Now, if they just pull a Twisted Cyclone and make it very short and just a mediocre coaster, which should probably still be the best one in the park, then obviously, it's not going to draw as much attention. But if Six Flags really wanted to bring people in to Six Flags America, and let's face it, the park itself is not bad. The way it operates is bad. And the rides aren't really horrible. Superman, Joker's Jinx, even Batwing, Wild One is fantastic. Those are solid 4 good rides. And then you have a nice collection of flat rides, multiple good kid areas, a nice water park. This park really is built to succeed, but they just don't get any investments. But something like this could really do wonders and start bringing in more people. And I don't ever see Six Flags America getting, new coasters back-to-back years or every 2 or 3 years. But if they can get on some type of timetable of every 5 years, watch out, because I really feel as if this park has a huge potential in this market, and I'm very excited for the future of it. And if you're interested in the shirt that I'm wearing right now that pays tribute to Top Thrill Dragster, you can find it in my merch store, Keep Riding Coasters, as well as some really cool other coaster gear that I designed myself. Be sure to check that out. I really do appreciate it. Now that you know my thoughts about Six Flags America, I really feel as if, again, 2025 could be the year. It makes sense because 2024, the park opened this brand new area here, and then in 2025, open up Roar. I just think that's a solid 1-2 punch. Also with the water coaster opening up at Hurricane Harbor, I just think it makes a lot of sense. I hope I'm not wrong on this. There very well could be. Obviously I could be wrong, but I think it makes a lot of sense for Six Flags America to really start getting some investments over the years. And I think it all starts with this new GM. I really think he's doing really good with the park, and that makes me very happy. With all that being said, what are y'all thoughts about my prediction for Roar? What are your thoughts on Six Flags America? And what would you add if you were in charge? Please let me know in the comments. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Remember to smile today, think positive, and of course, keep riding coasters.